Eric and I have been sitting here talking about what makes Green Spring so special. But Eric has something special he wants to talk about before we get into all that discussion.
Always something special. How are you today, Yvonne?
I'm fine.
Nice to be here.
Yeah. You want to tell us about this little money back guarantee?
Yeah, did you ever have a piggy bank, an actual piggy bank? Like
No.
when you were a kid growing up? Or?
No.
I didn't have one either, but they're very, you see them all the time, and then people like break their piggy bank. But we put up this flyer, I don't know if the camera can see this, on all the bulletin boards.
Okay.
So I just love the little piggy bank.
Okay.
So what it is that if residents know someone that we don't already know about that might want to live at Green Spring, the residents can make some money. So we posted this up on the bulletin boards.
Okay. How much money could I make?
Well, how many people do you know?
Oh, I know a lot.
You could make $500 for every resident that you bring in.
Oh, okay.
That we credit it. But there's some catches to it.
Oh, I knew there had to be.
Well, we have a database of maybe 15,000 people. And if who you have in mind is already in our database, then it doesn't qualify.
Oh.
So, do you know who's in charge of the referral program in our office?
No, who is?
Do you know who used to work in philanthropy?
Oh, yes.
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 Lauren.
Lauren.
Lauren Jones. So
Very
she's
good.
in charge of this. So if she has a little form you can fill out in sales office. But you could come visit her and say, hey, do you know that you have this person in your database? And if we don't have them, we want to get their name in. And if they join the priority list, then we give you a $50 gift certificate that you can use for the stores or the salon or wherever you want to use it. Mm-hmm. And if they move in within a year, we give a $500 credit on your account. Mm-hmm. And if they move in, the change we made this year was sometimes they don't move in that quick. It takes them a while to think about it. So if they move in within 2 years, it's $250, and within 3 years, it's $100. And after 3 years, we're just happy that you gave us the name. But if they didn't move in, then. So I put that up to remind people we have that program.
Okay.
And so hope that residents can help us, because if we give a resident $500, that's a lot less money than the community normally spends to find a new resident.
Sure.
Because we talked about, when did you move in?
2005.
2005. 10 years ago. Are you doing the decade refresh? Did we talk
Not
to
yet.
you about that?
Not yet. I'm thinking about
I was
it.
curious. But you said you moved in 10 years ago, and you saw a TV ad.
Yes, I did.
So you imagine what we spend on television ads.
Right.
I don't know what it is. They won't tell me the money. But
Well, it's ridiculous, but necessary.
yeah. So we do our ads with Ashby and Riderwood.
Right.
The three of us together, because a lot of the same customers.
Right.
So you said you saw the ad.
I did.
And then you looked at some places.
I did.
And you liked Green Spring.
I did. I was living out in the boondocks and couldn't keep up the house anymore. So
Where is the boondocks?
West of Winchester.
Oh my gosh.
Up in the mountains.
Oh, beautiful.
So I was looking around.
Yep.
To see where I could go, and most places I found were nursing homes rather than retirement places. So when I walked in here, it was, this is it.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned smoke. Like you go to a place, you liked it here because there was
no smoke, and people were not sitting around staring into space.
Yeah.
So it was an inviting atmosphere.
But I was curious, if you say you looked at all these places and they were smoky, is that, I'm picturing people sitting around like the lobby smoking.
Yes.
That seems crazy.
It does,
Doesn't
but
it?
that's what's happening.
Yeah. So we are, and we were non-smoking. I think, when did we turn non-smoking though?
Oh, it's been a number of years ago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, but residents, and because we're making another change to get rid of more smoke here.
Okay.
And there's some residents that smoke, and they can smoke in their apartments, right? Or on their balconies or patios. And, they like that. Not everybody likes that, but, that's the agreement. You all right? Mm-hmm. That's the agreement we had with them. So this change won't affect the current residents that smoke. But starting July 1, anyone that reserves an apartment after July 1 of this year will no longer be able to smoke in their apartment.
I think that should be a warning to people who do smoke in their apartments that they need to slow it down.
Well, it's not good for you.
It's not good.
No.
And it's really very offensive to people who do not smoke and walk by the apartment and have to smell it.
But if a resident is 80 and they smoke, how long do you think they've been smoking?
Well, yeah, but that doesn't
60 years?
That doesn't mean they can't taper it off a little.
They could. We should get do we have a non-smoking? We should have a non-smoking club, quit smoking club.
That would be a good idea.
Yeah. You going to start that?
No,
No.
because I never did smoke, so I don't know the problems they have.
So we occasionally get someone that smokes, and this'll, I think it would prevent someone from moving here. Someone who's a smoker and they've been smoking for 60 years, they probably, based on this new policy, would not move here. But I think there's enough demand out there, and most people don't smoke these days.
That's right.
So we think it's a very positive change. One more positive change.
That's good.
So, but you had asked, what was the question you asked me earlier about?
What do you tell people to entice them to move in when you talk to them?
What do we tell them to entice them? So I was thinking about what is it that sells Greenspring, and you kind of touched on it because we think it sells itself. You know, the first thing we're trying to do is get them to take an interest. That's why we advertise. We get the phone to ring. But the main thing we need to do is get them to the community. Because just like you said, you went and saw all these places and they seem like nursing homes. And I think that a lot of people in their minds, they think that's what we are.
Right.
That we're a nursing home.
Right.
I was here 6 months before I knew that we actually had a nursing home because we don't use that term. But in Garden Ridge, of course, two of the floors in Garden Ridge are long-term care, which is what they call nursing home.
Right.
So we have that, but that's not what we are.
No.
So we want to get them here.
Right.
You know. So what did you see when you first came in? Were you surprised because you saw people doing things? And
no, it was a very welcoming atmosphere and bright and cheerful.
Yeah. And we hear from people that places they go, some other places they go, it's depressing.
It is. It is.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not familiar with as much as about Greenspring, but that's one of the keys is getting them here. And once they're here, like we have an event today. We have 72 people coming out today. We're going to be in the theater. And Anna, you know Anna Greaves?
Yes.
She's going to be doing a seminar on how to sell your home. You went through that, right? Sold your home? Out in the boondocks?
Out in the boondocks.
So one of the things we do at events and when we bring people in for a visit individually is that we want them to meet residents. I heard from someone at Ericsson that did some competitive research that there's a lot of places that don't let the potential residents meet the current residents.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that
in the Ericsson?
No, at other communities, not within
communities?
because the residents are the best source of us.
Sure.
You know, I can tell you all day how great the place is, but I don't live here.
Right.
It only seems like I live here.
You're just here
I'm
that
thinking
much.
about setting up a cot in my office so I could get more sleep. But the residents speak so highly of the community. You know, when we're out visiting with a resident, we're walking around the community with them. I have residents just come up out of the blue.
Right.
And I'm always holding my breath because I don't know what they're about to say. something about dark wallpaper usually.
Oh,
no,
we've gotten over
that. Yeah.
We've gotten over that.
And 99 times out of 100, it's something very positive. Oh, you'll love it here. Don't wait too long. You know, all of these things. So getting the residents to connect with the potential residents is critical. You know, we have close to 100 resident ambassadors, residents that they're getting the volunteer hours for it, but they're helping us sell. They're active at our events. I think we have maybe 6 or 7 that are helping us today. Just yesterday, I had a couple in from Kansas. They drove all the way to Kansas to see us, and Jerry and Zelda Weiner over in Forest View agreed to open up their apartment home so that this couple could kind of see what fits in the apartment. And they're great ambassadors for the community. I don't know, I think customers are surprised.
I think they are too. I know my daughter has a lot of friends who have parents who should be here.
Yeah.
And she's forever selling it.
Right.
I keep trying to sell it to them because they're both eligible now to move in.
So I feel like we don't sell as much as we're just making a connection to the residents. We're clarifying what is really here. For example, people think that what we do is that the staff creates all these activities and then we run around trying to get residents to sign up. That's not how it works at all.
Okay, how does it work?
The residents create everything.
Okay.
You know, like coming into this studio, we have how many residents are volunteers in Channel 6?
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe 60?
Probably.
That's what I use. It's like they're amazed that, so this is a resident-run studio.
Sure.
Not that Diane and her team don't do some work.
Well, they coordinate us a little bit, but
Yeah,
yeah.
they redirect us. But, you know, you've got everything run by the residents. So when you think of all the 230-some groups, people are amazed at that. They think about that the place seems big.
And it is. It's a 2,000-person town.
Have you ever lived in a 2,000-person town?
Yes.
Did you think that was big?
No,
2,000-person town is small.
it's small.
Have you ever lived in a 500-person town?
No.
It's smaller.
Yeah.
I could do the math. But I've lived in a 500-person town and 2,000, and I lived in it was French Lick, Indiana that I lived in. What was your 2,000-person town?
I don't remember now.
See, such
Yeah.
a small town out west of Winchester. But you get to know people really quickly.
Sure.
Of course, they also know everything you're doing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is there a gossip mill around Green Springs?
Ooh, you wouldn't believe.
I'm not in on it. Where do I have to go to hear that?
Dinner table.
Oh, yeah. So that's some of that we don't want. So I should come to the dinner table more often. So
Yeah,
that's,
some of the staff ought to hang around in the evening.
see what really happens around here?
That's what really happens
Or
in
like
the evening.
2 or 3 in the morning is interesting
Oh,
too
no,
sometimes?
around
No.
9, 10 o'clock at
Okay.
night, yeah.
I'll come back for that. So yeah, we just share honestly what is here. And that's what people like. You think about our, just our occupancy of 99. We're just under 99%, but we're always
Really?
at 99%. And we're the busiest place in the country.
Right.
And Erickson as a whole is running about 96%. You know what
Really?
the rest of
Very
the
good.
industry is? Not including Erickson, less than 90%. So there's something about these communities that's popular.
Right.
I think part of it is the size, but part of it's the culture of this resident-run environment. It's appealing. You like it.
There's a lot going on.
You're going to stay?
I think I'll
Yeah,
hang
you
around.
should stay.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay too.
But I think, when you talk about all these things going on, if people, and I always mention it to people that I see who are looking around, if you don't find something you want to do, mention it. And we'll set up a group. Find out if there's anybody else interested. It may be some off-the-wall type thing that
Right.
you might, in this grouping, you'd be surprised how many people might be interested. It's like hieroglyphics, Who thought they'd form a hieroglyphics group?
Did they?
Oh, yes, there's a hieroglyphics.
I think I went once, but I couldn't understand anything that was written down.
Yeah,
But I've been talking to the chef about there's no culinary group, cooking group.
right.
Why is that?
Have no idea, because
no.
we don't cook.
You don't cook anymore. This friend of mine, this customer from Kansas, she couldn't imagine not cooking, and she kept talking about how she was going to cook and can I clean my pots and pans? And I kept saying, a lot of the residents, they don't cook as. She asked, do people have dinner parties? Are there many, you'd have a dinner party at your apartment and bring some of your friends in for dinner? Does that happen?
Not in my house.
Yeah. I hear
Okay.
there are some parties on the floors,
Oh,
like
yes.
get-togethers.
Yes, yes.
But she was saying she wants to, maybe she'll have to start a dinner party
A
group.
dinner party group. That would be great.
Yep.
That would be great.
I'll look forward to it.
I think we're right at the end.
Are we? We were just getting started.
I know.
Oh.
I know.
Well, there's always next month.
That's right. We'll try it then.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for being here.
Oh, it was a pleasure.
And we'll see you again.
I'll be here.
Okay.